well and are safe. So we are going to start our speaking session. So all the students who are present in the session, I request them to kindly turn on the camera. Savijot, Simran. Hi, Simran, Savijot, Pankaj. So if you could respond me back, we can interact and we can have a beneficial session. Hi, Savijot. Good evening. Hi,
Good
how are
evening,
you?
ma'am.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine. What about you?
I'm good, thank you. So, Savijot, would you like to introduce yourself?
Yes, ma'am. My name is Avijit Kaur. I'm from Moga.
Okay, great. So, what have you been doing? Like, what is your exposure to IELTS? Have you given it before? Like, what is your exposure to IELTS?
Uh, What, ma'am?
So, have you given the exam before?
No, ma'am.
So, when are you
Uh,
planning to give your exam?
in January.
Okay, in January.
Yes, ma'am.
So, this is a speaking session. So, tell me, where do you face problem in speaking?
Ma'am, I have problem in ideas.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am. And confidence.
Okay.
Like,
So, confidence comes when we are daily practicing something. Suppose
yes, ma'am.
you move abroad and you stop speaking Punjabi or Hindi for a short period of time. Then you come back to India, you talk to your parents, you will lose confidence in speaking Punjabi also because
Yes,
you did
ma'am.
not speak for a long time. So
Yes, ma'am.
confidence comes when we are practicing. It's quite understandable that we are non-native English speakers. We do not speak English. We speak Hindi or we speak Punjabi or we speak our regional languages.
Yes, ma'am.
That's quite understandable. That's why we are not used to speak English, and that's why we are not confident about it. But
Yes, ma'am.
confidence comes within when you practice and when you know the skill. And next is ideas. So ideas is like the questions in the speaking are very very common. They are not that difficult that they will not go into a topic and ask you the depth questions. The questions are very easy, like about your family, about your country, about the pollution, like general things.
Yes,
Those
ma'am.
topics are very general. So we'll practice some questions and then we'll see. You please stay in the meeting. Let me take the introduction from rest of the students.
Okay,
And
ma'am.
you can probably learn and hear everybody and learn something. So please
Yes,
stay in
ma'am.
the meeting.
Sure.
Okay, so next student is Pratibha. Hi, Pratibha. So students who are present in the session, kindly turn on your cameras or kindly respond so we can have an interactive session and you can benefit from that. Hi, Pankaj. How are you? Hi, Pankaj. How are you? Can you hear me? Hello. Am I audible? Hi, Pankaj, Arshdeep, Sahajpreet, Simran. Kindly respond back so we can have an interaction and I can help you. Hi, Pankaj. How are you? Okay, Pankaj. So, did you ever give the IELTS exam? Okay. So, tell me, where do you find problem in speaking? Like, what is the main issue when you speak English or when you try to speak English? Okay, cue cards. So, Pankaj, I'll be practicing questions and cue card with all the students. Kindly stay in the meeting and let me talk to other students as well. Thank you for joining. Okay, Sahajpreet. Hi, Sahajpreet. Hi, Sahajpreet. How are you? Hi, Arshdeep. Hello, Simran. How are you all? Kindly turn on your cameras or kindly respond back. Hi, Pratibha.
Good evening, ma'am.
Hi, good evening. Can I know who's speaking?
My name is Pratibha.
Hi,
I'm from
Pratibha.
I'm from Jalandhar city,
Okay,
and I find difficulties in cue cards as well.
okay. So most of the students find difficulty in cue cards. So let me explain you how to generate ideas in cue cards. So let's take an example. First of all, I'll give you an example. I'll explain you how to do it. Then we'll have some practice questions with each one of you. So suppose my question is that you have to share an incident where you help someone. So obviously you cannot just speak one line and you cannot carry it for 2 minutes. You need to have more ideas. So they give you 1 minute for writing down your ideas and 2 minutes for speaking. Now what to do in those 1 minute? In that 1 minute, what to do in that 1 minute? So we do not write the whole line or we do not write the paragraph. We cannot write everything in 1 minute. So we have to just make points. Points as in, like, I helped an old lady, so how she used to look like. So just pointers. The points can be 7 or 8 pointers. So obviously we can brainstorm, we can think, and we can make points. So we have to make 7 or 8 points, and then we when we are speaking for 2 minutes, then we just look at the points and we keep on speaking. Now how to generate ideas? So the problem with most of the students is that they are not able to generate ideas at what to speak. Now how do we generate ideas? Suppose we were discussing about the topic that share an incident where we help someone. Now, obviously, there must be some incident or some instance where we help someone. So, as I speak, I can think of an incident where I gave lift to an old lady. So, but obviously, it's not possible that I just have one thought in my mind that I gave lift to one old lady. So, I cannot continue speaking for 2 minutes with just one idea in my head. So, what I have to do is I can simply talk about the topic. I can generally talk about helping someone. So I can start with it. Helping someone is a great thing. So I can carry on with this topic for 30 seconds and then I can start with my incident. That what happened, that I was going to my college, I got late, and then a lady stopped me in the way. So this is how I can go with my story. And suppose it's 1 minute 30 seconds and you are done with your story. Now what you will do? Because 30 seconds are still left, so what are you going to do? And there is no need to get worried. So there is no need to get stressed that what will now I do, अब मैं क्या करूंगा या करूंगी कि मेरा टाइम तो भी पड़ा है and I do not have ideas in my head. So what we do is we always try to talk about our family or our friends, because when we talk about our family or friends we are most comfortable. जब हम अपनी फैमिली के बारे में बात करते हैं या अपनी सिटी के बारे में बात करते हैं या अपने फ्रेंड्स के बारे में बात करते हैं, वी आर मोस्ट कंफर्टेबल. So you can then say कि I also help my mother in household chores, or I help my father in doing some accounts work. तो देन कम टू योर फैमिली, या आप स्टार्टिंग ही फैमिली से करो कि मैं अपनी फैमिली को ऐसे हेल्प करती हूँ. देन यू कम टू एन इंसिडेंट जो बाहर हुआ. So there are so many things. Always remember that try to include your family, your friends in your cue card or any explanation. So the benefits of including your family and friends is, first of all, you get more ideas because all there is always an incident related to our family. So try to include your family and friends. And second is, second benefit is that we are most comfortable when we are talking about our family. I'll give you an example. I had a student, so he was fumbling. He was not able to speak properly. So I told him that, tell me about your family members. So will you believe that he did not even fumble, he did not fumble even once, because he was talking about someone, or he was talking about people with whom he was most comfortable with. So always try to talk about those things with which you are comfortable. That can be your family, that can be your best friend, that can be your city, your house, your room. Okay, so any questions? Pankaj, Savijot, Simran, Pratibha, Arshdeep. Any questions you have, or shall we start with the practice?
मैम कभी क्यू कार्ड में कंफ्यूजन हो जाती है कभी कभी।
किस
मेरा
बात?
मैम मैम मेरा 11 नवंबर को एग्जाम है स्पीकिंग का मोगे में।
ओके,
मैम बाकी तो सही भी ठीक है, बट क्यू कार्ड में कभी मुझे कंफ्यूजन हो जाती है, बोलते वक्त कोई पता नहीं चलता।
तो हमें वो 1 मिनट का टाइम तभी देते हैं ना कि हम अपने थॉट्स ऑर्गेनाइज करके पॉइंट्स में लिख लें। अगर हमने पॉइंट्स में सब कुछ लिखा हुआ है और हम उसको बार बार फॉलो कर रहे हैं, तो हमें कंफ्यूजन होने का कोई पॉइंट ही नहीं है। सो हमें 1 मिनट क्यों दिया जाता है? ताकि हम अपने पॉइंट्स बना लें और उसको ऑर्गेनाइज कर लें। अब पॉइंट्स बनाने का भी एक मेथड है। सपोज करो अब मेरे दिमाग में बहुत सारी बातें आ रही हैं, मेरे दिमाग में 5-6 पॉइंट्स इकट्ठे आ रहे हैं। फर्स्ट ऑफ ऑल आई विल राइट देम डाउन। मैं लिख लूंगी, पर उसके बाद उसको सीक्वेंस में लिखना बहुत इंपॉर्टेंट है। क्योंकि जो आईएलटीएस स्पीकिंग या राइटिंग का जो क्राइटेरिया होता है, उसमें ऑर्गेनाइजेशन ऑफ थॉट्स इज वेरी वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। अगर मैं आपको पूछूं कि व्हाट इज योर डेली रूटीन, तो यू कैन नॉट से कि आई टेक शावर एंड आई वेक अप। तो यू विल ऑलवेज से कि आई वेक अप एंड आई टेक शावर। तो इसलिए अपने थॉट्स को ऑर्गेनाइज करना इज वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट। तो आप एक बार सारे थॉट्स इकट्ठे करके लिख लो पेपर पे। देन यू गिव इट नंबर 1 पे ये बोलूंगा, नंबर 2 पे ये बोलूंगा, नंबर 3 पे ये। देन यू गिव इट नंबर, यू सेट इट इन ए सीक्वेंस। सो इन दिस वे यू विल नेवर गेट कंफ्यूज्ड। तो आपका सबसे इम्पोर्टेंट काम है कि जो आपको 1 मिनट दिया गया है उसको आपको अच्छे से यूटिलाइज करना है। यू हैव टू यूटिलाइज इट प्रॉपरली, क्योंकि उसके बेसिस पे ही आप 2 मिनट के लिए बोलने वाले हो। एंड इवन देन, अगर आपके पास टाइम बचा और आपके पॉइंट्स पूरे हो गए, सो डोंट गेट स्ट्रेस्ड। तो किसी भी फैमिली मेंबर के बारे में बात कर लो, अपनी सिटी के बारे में बात कर लो, जनरली बात कर लो कि हेल्प क्यों करनी चाहिए हमें। सो विल प्रैक्टिस सम क्वेश्चन एंड यू विल गेट टू नो। यस, एनी क्वेश्चंस बिफोर दैट? Pankaj, Savijot, Simran, Pratibha, Arshdeep. Any questions before that? Because we are going to start with the cue card only. Because most of you are having the problem with cue cards. Okay, so we are going to start. So I'll share my screen and I'll show you the cue card. Kindly give me a minute. I'll just share my screen. So in the meantime, kindly get your notebooks and pens to write your points. Please everyone get your notebooks and pens, and the students who have joined us live on YouTube, kindly get your notebooks and pens. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen. So this is your cue card. You have to describe your favorite movie, and you should say when and where you saw it, what type of film it was, and what the film was about. And one more tip, that they give you some points or some cues so that you can think about it. And but it is not compulsory that you have to include those points. It is not compulsory at all. It's your wish whether you want to include them. These are just for your help. Do not get confused that these are the only points on which I have to work. You can include points on your own. You can think. You can also include these points. You can think more also. But it is not necessary that you have to speak on these points only. You can add more. So I'll give everyone 1 minute and you can write your points. And your time starts now. I hope you all are making the points. Okay, so I'll stop sharing my screen. We'll start with the discussion part. Okay, so I hope you all have written down the points for the cue card. So, Pankaj, let's start with you. Are you done making the points? Kindly let me know who are all are done making the points. Pankaj, Savijot,
Ma'am,
Pratibha.
ma'am, I am done.
Okay, Pratibha, shall we start?
Yes, ma'am.
And you have to keep in mind the time frame. You have to speak for 2 minutes. You should not extend your time limit. Best I'll let you
All
know
right,
when the
ma'am.
time is over. But you should also keep in mind that when your 2 minutes gets over. Okay, Pratibha, let's start.
Okay, ma'am. So I would like to talk about a movie I saw yesterday. The movie is all about the emotion. The movie is very emotional. The name of the movie is Tare Zameen Par.
Okay,
Actually, movie.
Pratibha, just wait. I would like to interrupt you in the starting only. So when we are telling any story, we cannot speak in present tense. You are telling the story from yesterday that you saw a movie. So we'll always tell a story in the past tense.
Okay, my bad. Okay. I would like to talk about a movie. The movie was very emotional. I saw this movie with my family. The movie is all about a child. Actually, movies makes us more familiar with the things that are happening in our society. I usually saw I usually see movies with my family in a spare time. The name of the movie was Tare Zameen Par. I saw it yesterday. The movie was very emotional as it was based on daily routine of a child. The child was suffered with a very severe disease. The disease was like that he cannot write the things very properly, but he also was in a pressure because the parents gave the child a huge pressure because of getting very low grades in the examination. His elder brother was very intelligent. He always scored very good marks in the examination and always scored first in the class. But the child was that child who suffered with the disease was very keen in the painting, but every teacher complained their parents for the bad results. But accidentally one day the teacher came into the school. The name of the teacher was Mrs. The main name of the teacher was Mr. Amir. That was the Amir Khan who was in the leading role in the movie. He also knew this disease, and he also suffered from the same disease in the childhood. He always encouraged that child and motivate that child to score good marks in the examination, as well as to encourage him for the paintings and all the art related crafts. The parents always pressurized that child, but at the end of the movie the parents realized that they were they were doing wrong with that child. The lessons that everyone got from this movie is like, don't pressurize the kids who are interested in whatever the things like paintings, art, dance. They should encourage or motivate the child so that they can so that they can be good in the field of
Their interest.
interests.
Okay, Pratibha, very well spoken. So you do not have a problem of fluency. I can clearly see that you can speak for long duration also, but there were some grammatical errors. Like as I told you, you have to speak in the past tense. You are getting confused that
Yeah,
where to use past, where to use present. So
yeah,
there's
yeah,
some grammatical error that can be corrected when you practice and someone evaluates your work.
yeah, ma'am. Yeah.
So if you are making any mistake and nobody's telling you that you're wrong, so you'll not be able to improve.
Yeah.
And one more thing, that you should know that when I need to sum up my speech. So I think you spoke for more than 3 minutes. So you need to know that when I need to sum up and when I need to close my speech, when I need to give an ending to my speech.
Yeah, ma'am. Okay.
It was very good that you explained the whole story, but you could have cut it short.
Okay, okay.
So, in this way, you need not to go into that much detailing, because if you get into detailing, you can speak for 5 or 10 minutes as well.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, so try to cut short the things which are not relevant, and directly jump to the lessons you learned from the movie, because the lessons you learned from the movie can be your closing statement. Because we always give any closing statement to the thing we are speaking. Suppose I am delivering you a lecture and I abruptly leave the class without greeting you or saying you anything. I abruptly leave the class, that will look very weird. So we always need some closing statements that the person who is listening to you gets to know that the person has stopped speaking or the person's speech is over. So the closing statement is very important. What you can cut short is the middle part, which is not so relevant or not so important.
All right,
So
ma'am.
everything else is fine. There is some issue with the grammar, so you can rectify it, and while practicing, practice, and also get it evaluated, because if someone is not evaluating you, so you will not get to know. So we have regular sessions now, like in this week till Sunday only. So you can attend our sessions daily and you can get your work evaluated. In this way, you can improve a lot.
Okay, ma'am. Thank you so
You are
much.
already doing very well, but there is also a scope of improvement. Okay, thank you, Pratibha. I'll get
Thank
back
you,
to you
ma'am.
again with some more questions. Let me talk to other students in the meantime. Okay, so who else has written down the points? Pankaj, did you do it?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, let's start.
I have watched many movies in the different languages such as English, Punjabi, and Hindi. But I'm recently watched one movie. This movie is a blockbuster movie in the Punjab. This movie is a Punjabi movie. His hero is Sandeep Garewal. He's a very famous singer as well as actor in the my country. This movie is based on the this movie is an inspired movie for the our young generation because this movie is based on the true accidents. They firstly achieve the goals in this movie and do not success in the first attempt in this movie. But is if they was try to then success in the life for achieving their goal. And these guys face the many problem related to diseases. And this movie, such as is uh, uh, face a cancer diseases. Is it then? This movie is the one of my favorite movie as it is a very motivational for everyone. This movie, at last, I would like to say that the feeling that I have related to this movie, I cannot be explained in the simple word. So even I am feeling over the moon to ask about this movie because I was again to again this movie.
Okay, Pankaj. So, you were not able to speak for 2 minutes. So, I already told you that if you're not able to get ideas, अगर आपको ideas अब नहीं आ रहे, तो आप अपनी family को include कर सकते हो कि मेरी family ने भी movie देखी, उन्हें भी बहुत अच्छी लगी. और you can include your friends कि मैंने अपने friends के साथ movie देखी थी. और अगर आपको ये भी नहीं करना, तो आप starting में ही describe कर सकते हो कि मैं किसके साथ movie देखने गया या मैं कौन से थिएटर में गया, मेरा थिएटर में एक्सपीरियंस क्या था. तो इस तरह से आप यू कैन स्पीक फॉर 2 मिनट्स. तो आप बहुत जनरल चीजें एक्सप्लेन कर सकते हो कि मैं कैसे गया, या आप डिस्क्राइब थिएटर को डिस्क्राइब कर सकते हो आप, या बता सकते हो मैं किसके साथ गया और उसके मूवी के इंटरेस्ट क्या हैं, या मेरी फैमिली को मूवी कैसी लगी. सो दिस इज ऑल यू कैन इंक्लूड टू एक्सटेंड योर स्पीच टू 2 minutes. एंड पंकज, आई वुड लाइक टू गिव यू सम फीडबैक कि आपको हर वर्ड के बाद द नहीं लगाना. हर वर्ड के बाद द नहीं लगाना और हर वर्ड के बाद नहीं बोलना, क्योंकि इससे आप लगता है कि आप पॉजेस दे रहे हो बार बार और आप कॉन्फिडेंट नहीं हो बोलने में. और अगर आप अगर आप ये दो चीजें ही इम्प्रूव कर लोगे तो काफी फर्क आ जाएगा. बाकी अब हमारी लाइव क्लासेस रोज हैं संडे तक. सो प्लीज अटेंड दोज क्लासेस और रोज प्रैक्टिस कीजिए. ऑब्वियसली यू विल इम्प्रूव. ओके, थैंक यू पंकज. सो सविजोत, आर यू रेडी? Savijot, Simran, are you ready?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, Savijot, go ahead.
To be honest, I love to watch movies. I think it's the best entertainer and stress buster for me. And I will definitely take this opportunity to talk about the movie, and that is Three Idiots. I watched it hardly 1 year ago as my friend recommended me to watch it. It's a family movie, and we all family members were free. It was Sunday, so we decided to watch this movie on Netflix. The film is focused on three college friends from a prestigious institution of India. The three friends were belonging to different cultural backgrounds who have different goals in life, but they end up in an engineering institution. Thus, talking about how Asian parents force the dreams on their children. One of them has a unique approach towards life and is blessed with a super technical mind. On the other hand, his friends were not that brilliant and were not interested in a particular field. Uh, uh, this movie is my favorite movie all time because this is my favorite movie because it has many messages to deliver on friendship, success, and the education system of our nation. The movie highlights a friendship bonding among three college friends. It also teaches about following our passion instead of worrying about grades in order to be accomplished in life. Uh, the education system where one gets job placement based on grades rather than creative ideas and invention. That's it.
You could have spoken more, Savijot, because it's like It's 1 minute 30 or 40 seconds. You could have spoken more. Okay, now let me. Okay, firstly, thank you for telling me that this movie is available on Netflix again because I needed to watch it. Okay,
Okay, ma'am.
so I'll tell you. So, you were describing the story, right? So you
Yes,
decided
ma'am.
that you will tell the story in your speech. So, but you left the story in between. You cannot leave anything in between. Suppose if I'm giving you the feedback, I cannot leave your feedback and I cannot jump to other student. You have to complete your thing. You were saying that you were telling about the three friends and what were they doing, but you did not end up telling that what was the ending of the story. That the person who was just doing it for grades or job failed, and the person who was doing for the passion, he became the world's biggest scientist. So you need to complete your thing when you are saying something. Please complete your thing. And if
Okay,
you
ma'am.
could have spoken this thing, I think you could have extended your speech up to 2 minutes also.
Yes, ma'am. Okay.
So your fluency was good, but like as I already told you, if you think that you were not able to speak for 2 minutes, or if you think that you're not able to generate ideas, then start speaking about your family. That my family also liked it very much. They motivated me, and
Okay,
you can
ma'am.
start speaking about your family. Or you can always say that I would like to watch this movie once again, or I would like to watch this movie when I don't feel enough motivated.
Okay, ma'am.
You can include these points about yourself, about your family, your friends, your house, your city, your country, because these are the things in which you're most comfortable. And do not leave anything in between.
Okay,
So if
ma'am.
you are also ending your speech, give it a closure that this is the movie I loved watching, because that is the indication that your speech is over.
Okay, ma'am.
And I
Next
could
time.
not find any grammatical error. Rest everything was fine. And try to give some expressions, because we are not just mugging up and speaking things. We are communicating.
Yes,
And
ma'am.
there's a very large, very great and misunderstanding among the students that the speaking IELTS exam is an interview. It is not an interview. It is a communicate. It is a setup for you to communicate. They test you on the basis of your communication skills, how well you communicate. What is communication now? Communication is when two people are talking.
Yes,
It's
ma'am.
not that one is interviewing you and you are getting interviewed. It's you're talking. So how do we talk? हम हिंदी में कैसे बात करते हैं? We give many expressions. We take many
Yes, ma'am.
pauses. तो हम एक्सप्रेशन सिर्फ तो why not in English? तो इंग्लिश में ऐसे स्ट्रेट फेस से बात नहीं करनी. इंग्लिश में भी we have to give expressions जैसे हम हिंदी में बात करते हैं.
Okay, ma'am.
तो इट्स जस्ट द माइंडसेट कि मुझे बस जाके वहां पे बात करनी है. बहुत जनरल टॉपिक्स थे, वो मूवीज के बारे में होगा. अब इन द स्टार्टिंग ऑफ द सेशन यू वर सेइंग दैट यू आर नॉट एबल टू जनरेट आइडियाज. अब देखो मूवीज तो बहुत ही जनरल टॉपिक है,
Yes, ma'am.
तो इसके बारे में तो कोई भी बात कर सकता है.
Yeah.
और मैंने आपको एक टिप बताई है, अगर आपको कुछ भी याद नहीं आ रहा तो अपनी फैमिली को ले आओ. फैमिली कब काम आएगी? अपनी फैमिली को ले आओ.
Yes, ma'am.
फैमिली को ये पसंद है या मेरी सिस्टर को ये बहुत पसंद है.
Okay,
This
ma'am.
is how we extend our ideas.
Yeah.
Okay, please stay in the meeting. I'll get back to all of you. So Simran
Yeah.
is left. Hi Simran, did you write down the points?
Yes,
Okay, let's start with you then.
okay, ma'am. To be genuine, I want to say that I love to watch movie, and movie is the best source to be a stress buster. Recently, I watched a movie that is belong to the three girls lived in the Haryana, and the name of the movie is the Dangal. It was headed by the famous Bollywood actor. His name is his name is Amir Khan, and it was a mixture of and this movie was a mixture of many emotional and many funny scenes which I had seen ever. And this movie is one of my favorite movie, as this film is containing uh, all the things which the country should be aware about. that the girl education is one of the most thing which we have to prefer. Uh, First of all, Amir Khan was not aware. Amir Khan is not wanted was not wanted to wanted his girls to be a take part in the wrestling competition, because he want his son to be the part of the wrestling. After getting some awareness, he allowed his girls to secure the higher position in the wrestling competition. At the end of this movie, Babita and his sisters approach
Her sisters.
Babita and her sisters secure good position, and even Babita got a gold medal in the Olympic Games. So in this movie, the moral we get from this movie is that that girl is participating equally at the each and every level, whether it is a study and whether it is a games. They are not so much lacking behind the boys. They are equally participating and equaling contribute giving give her contribution to the India. So by the end of this movie, it gave awareness about the message. Gave awareness to the people that girls should be given a chance so that they can prove themselves as well.
Okay. So, before giving you feedback, I would like to appreciate all of you that you all spoke about the movies which has some moral lesson. So I couldn't even remember these movies, Dangal and Three Idiots. So all these movies had some lesson. So I would like to appreciate you all on this thing first. Okay. So coming back to Simran, Simran, I don't know why you are very nervous today, because you were fumbling so much today.
Yes, I know.
Yeah. So I don't know, because the topic was very general. So it was
Because
about a
I
movie.
changed my thought.
Okay.
Firstly, I want to say about the Tare Zameen Par, but it was
Okay.
already done in the cue card.
No, you could have spoken about that, because every person has a different way of telling a story. If you ask me the story of Dangal, I will recite you in a different way, because every person has a different way of telling things. So, see, movies, the all the topics in the IELTS speaking are such which are very interesting, first of all, and very general. Movies are everyone's favorite, I guess, because I don't think nobody is there who doesn't likes to watch movies. Everybody likes to watch movies, and we like to talk about it. So it's a very general conversation. Suppose if you are sitting with a
Very.
friend, so I'll tell you, on Sunday I watched Suryavanshi. So I called my friend, we had a conversation about the movie first, then everything we discuss after that. So this is our day-to-day conversation with our friends and family. I
Hmm.
came back home. I told my mother the movie was awesome. We these are our general conversations. Savi, you could kindly turn your mic off. So these are our day-to-day conversations. The difference is that in our daily routine we are talking in Hindi and Punjabi or our regional languages, but here we need to speak in English. So please, it's the speaking or doing anything new is just a mind game. You have to set your mind that it's nothing. I just want to talk about the movie. Nothing has happened. I'm not giving an interview. I'm just talking about the movie. If you have this mindset before speaking anything or going to your exam, nobody can stop you from getting good bands. Because your mindset is such that I am very confident, मुझे बस जाके बात करनी है इंग्लिश में, वो जो मर्जी पूछे, मूवी के बारे में पूछे, कंट्री के बारे में पूछे, फैमिली के बारे में, मुझे बस जाके बात करनी है इंग्लिश में. Then you will never fumble. And Simran, there are some grammatical errors. जैसे आप, अब पता नहीं, आप शायद नर्वसनेस में हिम को हर बोल रहे थे, हर को हिम बोल रहे थे,
Yes,
और
मैं
शायद
nervous थी
नर्वसनेस में
थोड़ी
था. और वैसे
क्योंकि
भी
तो
कुछ ग्रामेटिकल
अचानक
ऐसे टेंसेस के, जैसे मोस्टली स्टूडेंट्स को टेंसेस में प्रॉब्लम है. कि टेंसेस में इश्यू आता है कि पास्ट कहाँ यूज करना है, प्रेजेंट कहाँ यूज करना है, फ्यूचर कहाँ यूज करना है. बट जो एक कॉमन चीज है कि जब भी हम कोई स्टोरी बता रहे हैं तो हम हमेशा पास्ट टेंस यूज करते हैं. अगर मैंने संडे को मूवी देखी तो मैं वॉज यूज करूँ, क्योंकि मैंने वो वो मेरा पास्ट हो गया। जब भी हम कोई स्टोरी बताते हैं किसी को, वी ऑलवेज यूज पास्ट टेंस। सो वी आर डन विद द क्यू कार्ड्स। लेट मी टेल यू वन मोर थिंग। बहुत सारे स्टूडेंट्स को ये एक क्वेरी रहती है कि कभी बार हम कुछ गलत बोल देते हैं और फिर हम खुद ही सही कर लेते हैं। इट हैपेंस। जब हम हिंदी भी बोलते हैं तब भी ऐसा होता है कि अभी मैंने भी किया होगा शायद ऐसा कि मैंने कुछ गलत बोल दिया, मैंने खुद को ठीक कर लिया। क्योंकि कई बार हमारा माइंड कहीं और होता है, या वी आर इन अ फ्लो कि हम गलत बोल देते हैं, बट फिर रियलाइज हम ठीक कर लेते हैं उसको उसी टाइम पे। तो उसको एक नेगेटिव मार्किंग माना जाता है कि नहीं माना जाता? ये बहुत स्टूडेंट्स की क्वेरी होती है। तो आई वुड लाइक टू टेल यू कि अगर मैं ये मिस्टेक एक बार कर रही हूँ या 2 बार कर रही हूँ 15 मिनट की बात में, तो इट इज नॉट कंसिडर्ड नेगेटिव, क्योंकि ऐसी गलती हम अपनी हिंदी में भी कर सकते हैं। पर अगर हम हर एक वर्ड या हर एक लाइन को रेक्टिफाई कर रहे हैं बार बार, तो इसका मतलब है कि हमारी नॉलेज में कमी है। देयर इज अ लैक इन आवर नॉलेज। सो देयर इज अ डिफरेंस। अगर हम बाय मिस्टेक गलती कर रहे हैं, और अनदर थिंग इज कि हमें नॉलेज कम है इस बात की। तो अगर आप बाय मिस्टेक 1 या 2 बार सेल्फ करेक्शन कर देते हो, इट्स नॉट अ थिंग, तो कोई आपको नेगेटिव मार्क नहीं देगा। पर अगर आप हर लाइन में हर वर्ड में को गलत बोल के ठीक कर रहे हो या गलत ही बोल रहे हो, दैट्स डेफिनेटली कंसिडर्ड एज नेगेटिव। सो रिफ्रेन फ्रॉम डूइंग दैट। अगर आपने फ्लो में कभी गलती से कुछ गलत बोल दिया तो नॉट टू वरी, तो उसको लेके स्ट्रेस नहीं होना कि मैंने गलत बोल दिया, और फिर आप बाकी की बातों को लेके भी नर्वस हो जाओ कि मैंने गलत बोल दिया, अब मैं आगे क्या करूं। देयर इज नथिंग टू गेट नर्वस, नथिंग टू गेट स्ट्रेस। एक बार गलती हो गई तो कोई बात नहीं। एक बार सबसे गलती हो सकती है, चाहे आप हिंदी ही क्यों ना बोल रहे हो। Okay, so let's practice round one questions. So before that, I would, you all know that introduction is the first thing that the examiner will ask you. And why introduction is so important? क्योंकि introduction आपका first interaction है examiner से। वो introduction से ही आपको बता देगा या वो जज कर लेगा कि आप किस लेवल के हो। सो इंट्रोडक्शन इज वेरी 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 इंपॉर्टेंट कि आप अच्छी इंट्रोडक्शन बोलो, कॉन्फिडेंटली बोलो, स्माइल के साथ बोलो। सो अब आप सबको इंट्रोड्यूस करना है खुद को, बट आपको उस हिसाब से करना है कि आप आईएल्स के एग्जाम में बैठे हो, जनरली नहीं। यू हैव टू इंक्लूड ऑल दोज थिंग्स जो कि आपको उस टाइम पे बोलनी है। सो आई विल गिव यू 1 मिनट टू थिंक कि आपको क्या क्या बोलना है, देन विल स्टार्ट। आई विल गिव यू अ मिनट। आपको अगर कुछ पॉइंट्स बनाने हैं तो बना लो, या सोचना है तो सोच लो। देन विल स्टार्ट विद पंकज।
मैम एक क्यू कार्ड है, इस क्यू कार्ड लिस्ट में मक्कड़बाड़ी में। मैं उसके रिलेटेड आइडिया नहीं है मेरे पास। मेरा 11 नवंबर को एग्जाम है मोगे में,
ओके,
11:20 पे।
आप
मैम
मुझे बताओ कौन सा
कार्तिक
टॉपिक है।
एनिमल है मैम।
1 मिनट पंकज। तो मैं अभी पंकज को हेल्प कर रही हूँ, उतने टाइम में आप सारे प्लीज अपनी इंट्रोडक्शन लिख लीजिए या पॉइंट्स बना लीजिए। यस पंकज, टेल मी द टॉपिक।
कार्तिक एनिमल है, 51 है क्यू कार्ड वो। उसके रिलेटेड पॉइंट नहीं है मैम मेरे पास।
अब एक्वेटिक एनिमल होता क्या है? डू यू
जो
नो
मैम
दैट?
पानी में रहता है।
सो एक्वेटिक एनिमल्स आर दोज व्हिच लिव इन वाटर। तो एग्जैक्टली क्वेश्चन क्या है बताएंगे आप मुझे?
मैं डिस्क्राइब एन aquatic एनिमल।
सो आप अब एक्वेटिक, अगर हम सोचते हैं कि पानी में कौन सा एनिमल रहता है, तो सबसे पहले क्या हमारे दिमाग में आता है? फिश।
फिश मैम।
तो फिश ही आती है हमारे दिमाग में, या तो डॉल्फिन आ जाएगी, या शार्क आ जाएगी। तो इसके बारे में हम क्या बात कर सकते हैं? पहले हम डिस्क्राइब करेंगे एक्वेटिक एनिमल्स होता क्या है, उसके बारे में 10-20 सेकंड बात कर सकते हैं कि एक्वेटिक एनिमल्स पानी में रहते हैं, या मुझे अच्छे लगते हैं या नहीं अच्छे लगते, मेरे घर में किसको अच्छे लगते हैं या नहीं अच्छे लगते। तो पहले अपनी बात करो, अपनी फैमिली की बात करो। फिर ये बताओ कि जहां मैं रहता हूँ वहां पे सी लाइफ है कि नहीं। हम पंजाब में रहते हैं, पंजाब में तो कोई सी नहीं है।
यस
यू
मैम।
कैन सी, यू कैन से दैट कि जहाँ पे मैं रहता हूँ वहां पे कोई ऐसा सराउंडिंग एरिया नहीं है जहाँ हमें एक्वेटिक लाइफ दिख सके या एक्वेटिक एनिमल्स दिख सके। हमें मुंबई जाना पड़ता है या गोवा जाना पड़ता है या फिर साउथ जाना पड़ता है एक्वेटिक एनिमल्स देखने के लिए। तो फिर आप स्टार्ट करो कि जो एक्वेटिक एनिमल मैंने कभी डिस्कवरी पे देखा है या कहीं वीडियो में देखा है, दैट इज डॉल्फिन या शार्क, जिसके बारे में आप बात करना चाहते हो। देन यू
मैं
कैन डिस।
डॉल्फिन ठीक है मैं उसके मैंने थोड़ी डिटेल है मुझे। वो इलेक्ट्रिसिटी बेब है जो उससे बात करते हैं, तो जब स्लीप करते हैं एक आइज उनकी ओपन होती है डॉल्फिन की।
Yes.
एक क्लोज होती है, तो मैम वो कम से कम 1 किलो के मीटर के दायरे में बात कर सकते हैं एक दूसरे से इलेक्ट्रॉनिक वेव से।
या तो अगर आपको जो भी नॉलेज है, अगर आप साइंस स्टूडेंट हो, शायद आपको नॉलेज इसके बारे में
मैं
अच्छी।
कमर्स स्टूडेंट हूँ मैं तो।
ओके। तो अगर आपको कुछ कोई भी नॉलेज है तो आप बोल सकते हो इसके बारे में, पर मेरे कहने का मतलब है कि जो हमें नॉलेज है वो हम सिर्फ 30-40 सेकंड के लिए बोल सकते हैं, पर उससे पहले हमें उसका बेस बनाना है, कि ताकि मुझे बाद में प्रॉब्लम ना हो कि मेरे पास आइडिया नहीं है, टाइम बहुत बचा है। तो सबसे पहले ही बेस बना के चलो। ये नहीं कि आपने स्टार्ट किया और पहले ही आप प्रॉपर पॉइंट पे आ गए, क्योंकि अगर आप स्टार्ट ही करते ही पॉइंट पे आ जाओगे, फिर आप बाद में कंफ्यूज हो जाए कि अब मैं क्या बोलूं, मेरा तो 1 मिनट बचा हुआ है अभी।
नहीं मैम, मेरी स्पीड ना, मैं इंस्टीट्यूट में अभी लगा हुआ, मैं आपको झूठ नहीं बोलता, मेरा एग्जाम है 11th को। मेरी स्पीड ज्यादा है कि दूसरों से कंपेयर। इंस्टीट्यूट में मैम बोल रहे थे बैठ तो आ जाएंगे, तुम्हारे 6 तो आराम से आ जाएंगे, भी स्पीड की प्रॉब्लम है, स्पीड मेरी ज्यादा, तो उसके रिलेटेड आइडिया ज्यादा लगते हैं मुझे।
पर आप हिंदी में तो आपकी स्पीड ज्यादा नहीं है, हिंदी में आपकी स्पीड ठीक है।
मैम
तो
कि दो क्यू कार्ड बोलता हूँ ना, तो मैं फ्लुएंसी में हो जाता है कभी कभी, कोई
कोई बात
लंबा टॉपिक होता है तो वो।
कोई बात नहीं, अगर आपके पास आइडियाज हैं तो आप अपनी स्पीड, वही मैंने आपको अभी क्या बोला कि आइल्स एक दिमाग का खेल है, दिमाग की बात है वो, स्पीकिंग इज दिमाग की बात है वो। अगर आप सोचो कि जैसे मैं हिंदी में बात कर रहा हूँ, मुझे वैसे इंग्लिश में बोलना है, तो आपकी स्पीड वही रहेगी। फ्लुएंसी
तो मैम
मेंटेन
मेरी
करना
ग्रामर,
जरूरी
मैम
है।
मेरी ग्रामर की मिस्टेक तो सभी ठीक है, मैम बोल रहे थे एडीएम भी यूज कर लेता हूँ, भी और कर लेता हूँ मैम, कभी कभी पॉजेज आ जाते हैं, या फिर कभी लेंथ कम हो जाती है।
तो लेंथ के लिए मैंने आपको सोल्यूशन बता दिया कि आप अपनी फैमिली इंक्लूड करो, अपना एरिया इंक्लूड करो। अब इसमें हमने फैमिली कैसे इंक्लूड की कि मेरी सिस्टर या मदर या ब्रदर को ये फिश अच्छी लगती है, या वो डरते हैं कुछ भी, या फिर आप मोगा में रहते हो, या बोला कि मैं पंजाब में रहता हूँ, पंजाब में तो कोई ऐसा एरिया है नहीं, हमें मुंबई या गोवा जाना पड़ता है। तो ये हमारी स्टार्टिंग हो गई, हमने 30 सेकंड इसी में खत्म कर लिए अपने। फिर हम आते हैं
ओके।
मेन पॉइंट पे। तो इस क्यू कार्ड की जो मेन टिप है वो ये है कि आपको कभी भी स्टार्ट करते ही मेन पॉइंट पे नहीं आना, पहले आपको बेस बनाना है। ये 30-40 सेकंड तो ऐसे ही चले जाएं, फिर मैं अपने मेन पॉइंट पे आऊं, 40-50 सेकंड मेन पॉइंट एक्सप्लेन करूं, फिर उसको क्लोज कर दूं। क्लोज कैसे करना है कि मुझे डॉल्फिन सबसे ज्यादा अच्छी लगती है, पर और भी बहुत सारे एक्वेटिक एनिमल्स हैं, जैसे शार्क है या स्क्विड्स हैं या फिर ऑक्टोपस हैं। तो मैं चाहता हूँ कि मैं उसके बारे में और नॉलेज गैदर करूँ। ये आपने
ओके।
क्लोज कर दी बात बस। और ये पॉइंट आप हमेशा ही डाल सकते हो कि मैं इसके बारे में और एक्सप्लोर करना चाहता हूँ। ये तो आप हमेशा ही पॉइंट डाल सकते हो।
नहीं मैम, मैंने जो लास्ट में लिखा है ना इसके, जो मैम लास्ट में मुझे प्रॉब्लम आ रही थी, तो मैंने मैम ये लिखा है, लास्ट आई वुड लाइक टू से दैट द फीलिंग दैट आई हैव रिलेटेड टू दिस टॉपिक सेंटेंस है मैम, जहाँ पर आई कैन नॉट बी एक्सप्रेस्ड इन द सिंपल वर्ड्स।
ओके।
तो इवन नाउ आई एम फीलिंग इडियम मैम, आई फील ओवर द मून, जो भी आपका है, डाउन इन द डंप टू आस्क अबाउट दिस, मैम
पर
जो
आप
टॉपिक है।
पर वो आप हर बात के बारे में नहीं बोल सकते ना। अब आपको डॉल्फिन के बारे में एक्सप्लेन करना है, तो आप ये नहीं बोल सकते आई फील ओवर द मून। तो आपको
मैम
वो,
ये ऐसे कर सकते हैं ना, भी हम जब मैंने इसे फर्स्ट टाइम देखा फेस टू फेस क्लोज टू, देन।
हाँ, जब आप कोई इंसिडेंट डिस्क्राइब करो कि मैंने देखा, तब आप बोल सकते हो कि आई फेल्ट ओवर द मून व्हेन आई सॉ डॉल्फिन। पर मेरे कहने जब आप किसी बात को क्लोज कर रहे हो, खत्म कर रहे हो किसी बात को, तब आप बोलो कि मेरा एक्सपीरियंस बहुत अच्छा था, मैं इसके बारे में और जानना चाहता हूँ। जैसे एक्वेटिक एनिमल्स की बात है कि डॉल्फिन के अलावा बहुत सारे एक्वेटिक एनिमल्स जैसे शार्क है, ऑक्टोपस है, स्क्विड है, तो मैं इसके बारे में और नॉलेज गेदर करना चाहता हूँ वीडियोस से, डिस्कवरी एजुकेशन से। बस बात खत्म।
और मैम मैं अभी आई हैव कलेक्टेड मोर मेनी नॉलेज एंड एक्सपीरियंस related to a cutting animal, and I want to improve my knowledge related to these things.
यस, तो आप बोल सकते हैं मेरा बहुत इंटरेस्ट है इन चीजों में, तो मैं आगे जाके इस फील्ड को और एक्सप्लोर करना चाहता हूँ।
Okay मैम,
तो दिस
थैंक यू
इज
मैम।
ओके, वेलकम। सो एनीबडी हु इज रेडी विद इंट्रोडक्शन पार्ट?
Yes, ma'am.
ओके प्रतिभा, लेट्स स्टार्ट।
My name is Pratibha. I live in Jalandhar city. The city is famous for textile and manufacturing products. I have recently completed my bachelor's of technology in computer science and engineering. I'm keen in programming. I love to spend my spare time to listen music and gardening. I divide my garden into two spots. One spot for trees and plants and other spots for fruits and vegetables. I love to see flowers and the fragrance came from it. I have a nuclear family. My mother is a homemaker. Mother is like a candle who burns itself but give light to their children. My father is a businessman who always helped me in my studies. I have one elder brother. I love to spend time with him and share everything, whatever happened in my college and whatever happened in my school. I love to play with him. And my aim is to become a computer science engineer. I would like to see myself after 5 years, like it's my long term goal to place in a multinational company. And my short term goal is to complete masters of computer science and engineering from abroad.
Okay, Pratibha. So tell me one thing, that what is the relation of your garden with the IELTS speaking? I
Okay,
get
okay.
that you have interest in that, but what is the motive of the introduction? The motive of introduction is, why are you sitting here? What is the motive of you sitting here and giving the exam? Why are you sitting here?
All
So
right.
suppose if
Actually, I
I,
extend my hobbies. That's
yeah,
why
I get
I
that.
need to
You,
cut it. Yeah.
yeah, yeah, you can tell your hobbies, but you need not to go into that.
Elaborate. Okay.
Yeah, you
Okay,
need not
ma'am.
elaborate that much. So if someone asks you about that, you can always talk about that. There can be different question for that. Suppose you talk about you love gardening, so they can always make a question out of that, because they
Okay, ma'am.
always make question from the things you say most of the
Yeah.
times.
Yeah.
So you have to tell that why are you giving this exam. So how can you
Okay.
tell that you already told that I want to move abroad and pursue my degree for the for computer science
Good
engineering.
sir.
So then you can tell that I need to complete my master's from abroad, and for moving abroad, giving IELTS is a necessary condition. So that's why I'm sitting in front of you giving my IELTS speaking exam,
Okay, ma'am.
because you need to
Okay.
justify that why are you sitting there.
All right, ma'am. Okay.
Yeah, so you, all the points were correct, that but the you have to speak every point in very confined manner. That it's very good you spoke about yourself, your city, your family, your hobbies, your goals. And also one thing more. Suppose if I give my introduction, I say, my name is Ekta Jain, I am from Ludhiana, my age is this, I have studied this. I cannot speak it like this. These are very simple sentences. I would rather say, hi, my name is Ekta Jain and I belong to Ludhiana city. So I would add some connectors to it, like and, or, but, if, where. I cannot like make very short sentences.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay, Pratibha. Okay, anybody else? Pankaj, Savijot, Simran.
Hello.
Hi, Simran.
Hello, Dee.
Hanji. Okay. Introduction.
Okay. First of all, thanks for giving me this wonderful opportunity to introduce myself to you. I am Simran. We are six members in my
Okay,
family, including.
wait. Sorry for interrupting. This is for everyone. When you're introducing yourself, you have to always tell your full name. Like I introduced myself, told that my name is Ekta Jain. I could have said Ekta also. But what is the purpose of introduction? You have to give your all details, that what is your full name. Okay, let's start.
Thanks you, thank you for giving me this wonderful opportunity to introduce myself to you. I am Simranjit Kaur. We are six members in my family, including me. I am native to Ludhiana. Currently, I am pursuing my master's at the University, Punjab Agriculture University, and I did my graduation in BSc Medical in GCG Ludhiana. Currently, I want to secure a job uh, with with in teaching. My long term goal is by gaining work experience of 5 7 years in the same field. I wish to work in the senior position, contributing to the betterment of my workplace and society. I am self motivated and disciplined soul. I am always keen to upskill myself by learning new things, whatever I get a chance. I want to improve myself, improve my teaching skills while interacting with the students, so that I can learn as well as teach them new things. My strengths are my analytic approach, my human touch to the situation, my appreciable communication and presentationable skills, and I believe in the being realistic. In my free time, I enjoying spending time with my family, with my friends. Sometimes even I do cooking and listening to music, doing drama, reading, traveling, and playing outdoor sports like football and badminton as well. And after getting free from my hectic schedule, I sometimes chanting the religious book, that is Jabri Sahib or Ehrar Sahib, so that I can gain more about my religion as well, as I am very religious person. In the meantime, while doing some new thing, I used to paint. Uh, I used to paint new paint with the colors and the fabric, so that I can improve new skills on in me. And after doing this, I used to study, and after getting free from the study, I used to prepare the supper for my family, so that they can enjoy my cooking skill as well.
Okay, Simran. So the question was to introduce yourself. So you do not have to include your daily routine in it. So introduction is very short, very crisp. That what is your name, where are you from, what you currently do, and what's your past experience, and why are you sitting here? These are the points you have to include in your introduction. And you need not include your daily routine and what you do. Hobbies you can include for sure, but that too very crisp. So if I include my hobbies, I will just say that I my hobbies are to dance. I will just say that. So the introduction has to be very crisp because it's the starting of your conversation, and you always have to include that why are you sitting here. If you're going for a job interview for the post of a teacher, you have to say that my experience is this and why I want to work with your company. Or if you're going for IELTS, you have to say that I want to move abroad and IELTS is a necessary condition, that's why I'm sitting here. So introduction
Okay.
should not be that long. It should be between 2 to 2.5 minutes, or 1 to 2.5 minutes. But you have to include all the necessary points: your name, where you live, what you do, what's your experience, why are you sitting here. So all these points should be there. Okay, so kindly join tomorrow in the tomorrow session also. So we have continuous sessions till Sunday. So we'll be practicing speaking and reading skills. So kindly join tomorrow at the same time. I hope I helped you all, and to all the students who have joined us live on YouTube. Okay, everyone. So we'll end the session here. I hope to meet you tomorrow as well. Thank you, everyone. Have a nice day.